Castlevania Lords of Shadow is an intense action-adventure game. It involves some pretty cool combat, exploration, platforming and puzzle solving, all in a kind of gothic, monster-driven type of world. We've basically used the original 8-bit game and the remake Super Castlevania 4 as our main inspiration, so you're going to see a lot of things that you saw in those games in the classic Vanias. There are vast big areas with multiple routes, so you can explore and take different routes. But yeah, we do take you on a more of a linear path. It's not like a sandbox game like GTA or anything like that. It's going to be combo based, it's going to be pretty intense. We've got some really cool enemy AI, so each encounter will be a different experience for each player. Some of the bosses are pretty clever, so you need to have your wits about you. It's going to involve blocking, doing combos, grabbing onto enemies, pulling enemies over, things like that. Yeah, Jericho wasn't a great experience for Mercury Steam. I've known Mercury Steam for 6 years. We'd had a relationship before, but we just hadn't found the right project to work together. I knew these guys were talented. I knew that they had a special engine, which is their Mercury engine. One thing I will say is, sometimes when a game comes out and it's not great, it's not always the developer's fault. And luckily, they wanted to end a relationship with Cody's, and we had the Castlevania proposal on the table, and we thought they'd be the right guys for the job. I felt that the world hadn't really seen what these guys were capable of. No, Ega's not involved in this title. We wanted to make a clean break, do a new game to appeal to new fans. At the same time, we've got homages and nods and winks to the original classic series, but this is a unique game in the series. There won't be any candle whipping, but there will certainly be items that you can break in the world with the whip to obtain items. So we've kept that element of the game in there. Yeah, we have daggers and holy water, all the usual things that you'd expect from a Castlevania game are in there. The mask itself, the first mask that you saw is called the God Mask, and basically there are 3 pieces of this mask that are held by the Lords of Shadow. And what Gabriel is trying to do is to find those 3 pieces in order to bring back his wife, who's died, who was murdered actually, because it's said that the God Mask has the power to bring back the dead. So that's his kind of main motivation in the game. But the other mask that we've shown in the new trailer, that's a different mask. That's called the Devil Mask, so it's not the same mask, although they look similar. And that plays a significant role towards the end of the game, which obviously we'll reveal more later. We have a magic system in the game that's mainly combat focused, but there are also other things to collect in the world. We want players to explore the world. So this isn't going to be, a real kind of intense action game full on all the time. There's going to be quieter moments. It's a much slower paced game than say a God of War or Dante's Inferno or something like that. There's more platforming, exploration, and interspersed with combat and story elements. A lot of the enemies from classic Vanias are going to make a return, but they'll look different. They'll be redesigned in a completely different way, but there'll also be new enemies. So yeah, there'll be skeletons, vampires, werewolves, all the things that you'd expect, but there'll also be other things there, like you've probably seen the Ice Titan that we show. We have Titan bosses in the game, and they're a bit like kind of the bosses in Shadow of the Colossus. So everything's real time, there's no quick time movies or anything like that. All the fights take place in real time, so you have to climb onto these huge behemoths and kick ass basically. The story is a really important element to the game. It's very emotional, it's very deep. That's why we wanted to get the high caliber voice cast that we have. And I think hopefully a lot of players who've looked at Castlevania will take another look at the game and come on board. We want to bring some new players into the game, and I hope the fans feel familiar with what's coming and excited with what we're doing. Kojima-san is overseeing the project from quite a far distance, so he's not really getting creatively involved. He's allowing me quite a lot of freedom. Who knows? We might stick a cardboard box in there or something. Castlevania Lords of Shadow will be released sometime in 2010.
The mask is a powerful device.